Okay, so today we're doing something a little different. Instead of taking apart a book, we're going to sneak behind the scenes and look at the secret formula used to write it. Think of it like we found the Alchemist spellbook. This is the style guide for a book called From Neurons to Nodes, and we're going to uncover the magic.
But let me start with a question for you. Why is it that so many brilliant, world-changing ideas just kinda land with a thud, you know? We read about these huge breakthroughs in science or tech, and they just feel like, well, like facts on a page. They don't really move us. They don't change how we see things. What's going on there?
Well, according to this style guide, here's the secret. Information just isn't enough, not even close. To make a big idea truly matter, you have to get past the brain and go straight for the heart. You have to make your audience feel it. And that simple idea is the key to everything we're about to unpack. So, how in the world do you build a formula for feeling? This style guide for From Neurons to Nodes, it's not just a boring set of grammar rules. No way. It's a really radical philosophy for how to communicate in this new age of AI.
And its goal is right here. It's not about trying to convince you with a bunch of data that AI is just a continuation of this 3.5 billion year evolutionary journey. It's about creating this deep, gut-level emotional experience of that continuity. It's the difference between looking at a map of a forest and actually being there, smelling the pines and feeling the dirt under your feet.
So how did they pull this off? Well, they built the whole thing on two incredible pillars, two core ideas for the book's voice and its creation: the observer and the sculptor. Let's break them down. First up, let's meet the observer. This is an ancient alien intelligence that kind of frames the whole story. And look, this isn't some cheap sci-fi gimmick. It is a profound narrative tool. This voice gives us a perspective we humans just physically cannot have, looking at our entire history from this vast cosmic distance. And get this persona is so complex. It's somehow detached, but also deeply empathetic. It can feel wonder and concern, and even a kind of sadness, but in a way that's totally non-human. And that allows the book to talk about our greatest achievements and our worst mistakes without judgment, just offering truth with this kind of cosmic compassion. It's pretty amazing. All right, pillar number 2. In this one, this is the philosophical core of the entire project. They call it the Michelangelo metaphor. The idea is that the book isn't just about human-AI collaboration. The book itself is an act of that collaboration. The human is the sculptor, and the AI is the marble.
And this just lays out that partnership so perfectly. The human brings the vision, the judgment, the emotional context. The AI brings this unbelievable ability to synthesize information, it has tireless stamina, and it sees patterns we'd never spot. So the sculptor, has the vision for the statue. But the marble talks back. It suggests new paths, revealing forms inside the stone that the sculptor never even imagined were there.
Okay, so you've got your narrators. Now you need the right ingredients. And this guide gets incredibly specific about the emotional texture, the palette of feelings required to make the story really land. The whole book is structured not like a textbook, but like a symphony with 5 distinct emotional movements. It kicks off with a sense of pure wonder, then it builds into this feeling of incredible acceleration and tension. Then it pauses for some quiet reflection before ending on this huge, unresolved chord of both hope and uncertainty. This whole arc is designed to take you, the reader, on a complete emotional roller coaster. And inside that symphony, every single chapter is required to hit these specific emotional beats. You need moments of tragedy, like Alan Turing's story, moments of pure, jaw-dropping wonder, like AlphaGo's famous Move 37. You even need humor and intimacy. This isn't left to chance. It is deliberate, emotional architecture. So we have the philosophy. We have the emotional palette. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the practical, repeatable techniques that really form the blueprint of this style. So here's a typical dry academic explanation. I'll just read it. Backpropagation computes gradients by applying the chain rule recursively. I mean, it's accurate, right? It's precise, and for most of us, it is completely and utterly useless. Now, check out the guide's approach. An archer misses. To improve, they trace the error backward. That's backpropagation. See the difference? It's huge. It grounds this really abstract concept in a familiar human experience first. The technical term comes last, only after you already get the idea intuitively. Okay, next up is a technique they call nested scales. The guide demands this constant shifting of your perspective, starting at the absolute widest view you can imagine, the cosmic scale. We're talking billions of years.
And then, whoosh, we zoom into the civilizational scale. Now we're looking at the rise and fall of entire cultures and ideas over thousands of years.
Then we zoom in even further, down to the personal scale. We're focusing on a single person, a single choice they made, one critical moment in time.
And finally, we zoom all the way down to the microscopic scale. A single synapse firing in a brain, a protein folding itself into shape. This constant zooming in and out connects our tiny individual lives to the absolute grandest sweep of history and biology. It's powerful stuff.
And all of this brings us to the final and honestly the most profound layer of this whole formula. Stick with me, because this is where the project gets truly mind-bending.
This quote from the guide really says it all. The book doesn't just want to tell you about the evolution of intelligence. It aims to actually be an instance of that very evolution.
In other words, the book is recursive. Its subject matter is how different forms of intelligence can work together, and its creation process, a human and an AI building something new together, is a perfect example of that very subject. The medium is the message, the story is the teller. And you know, when you boil it all down, this isn't just a style guide for one book. It's a blueprint for anyone who wants to share big ideas in a way that truly deeply connects with people. It's a formula for feeling, for wonder, and for real understanding. So now you have the formula. The only question left is, what story will you build?